Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language.
Estimated to blow $4.76 billion on truck stop junk.
Respect,
That was a long time
Mike.
ago. Now I'm just a truth teller, and when I publish my evidence, when I publish my evidence about I'm not allowed to say anything about it anymore because I'm already out $1 billion. But
Hey, yo, what's up, man? And welcome to another Friday Fresh episode of the Working Perspective podcast. I'm Strongstead Steve Cabot, joined as always by the blue-eyed borough boy himself, Bern Podcasy, my brother from another mother, Scrim Scrapper, and the bombs away bicycle bandit, old Uncle Matty. On the show, we're going to be bringing you stories from around the world. Those stories will be in 3 categories. Stupid is, stupid does, incredibly incredible, and sports and speds. My man Bern, how we doing?
Doing great, man. I was just up back in your ancestors' neck of the woods. Had some phenomenal food at a little Italian deli. They're still holding it down, man. Those little ladies in Pittston still know what they're doing.
Let's go. Scrim Scrapper, how we doing?
Never better, man. Loving this heat wave.
My meat missile friend Matty, how we doing?
Steve, I got to tell you, that was absolutely incredible.
Did I make you proud?
You nailed it, man. Absolutely nailed it. I don't know why we took so long to do this. Great job, bro.
Now, let's get this thing started.
Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right. So on the show this week, like we said, we're going to be bringing you topics from around the globe. The topics are going to fall under 3 different categories. The categories are stupid is, as stupid does, incredibly incredible, and sports and speds. We're going to start off with stupid is, as stupid does. Lasmeeshma, let me have stupid is, as stupid does.
We've got some sad news. America's sweetheart, Bern's boy, Mike Lindell, is in such a bad way right now that he's auctioning off all of his MyPillow equipment. He's coming out. He's saying it's a massive, massive cancellation. They lost $100 million from attacks by the box stores, the shopping networks, the shopping channels. They all did a cancel culture on him, and I'm sure it's just completely misunderstood. It has nothing to do with him being a cokehead maniac. Those aren't his only problems. He's been ordered to pay $5 million to a contest winner. There's like a guy who won a contest called like Prove Mike Wrong, and he ended up using his own data to prove him wrong. Owes that guy $5 million. He's also facing a $1.3 billion lawsuit for defamation.
Jesus.
But he still claims to be filing an endless series of lawsuits that he's calling a class action lawsuit against all machines. So,
Now, is this just haters? Does this sound like haters to me? Why are they coming after him, man?
Jeez.
He's just a pillow guy. Like, come on.
Are we able to get him on the phone? Is he here? Hold on, guys. I think we might.
Let me
You
text
got his
him.
number?
Let me
All
text
right, Bern,
him. Yeah, I
can
can probably
you
get him
text
here in a
him?
minute.
Okay.
We'll get him here
later?
later too, but I could probably get him.
Nice.
Yeah, I can get him around here. We'll follow. We have to follow up because this is
All right.
big time news.
Yeah, let me know when he texts you or calls you
Yeah.
back, Bern.
Can I ask you a question, Liam?
yes, sir.
How many pillows do you think he sold that someone's trying to sue him for $1 billion? What do these pillows go for? I mean, I've seen them before, like $20, $30. How many of these pillows Does he think he's going to get $1 billion out of this bull?
Well, he's been on a downward spiral since like 2020, and he's just, I mean, the pillows were probably, like you got to do other stuff. It's like a flash in the pan. You do something, you sell a bunch of them. What's going to happen? People are just going to copy it and sell the same thing.
Right.
So you can't just only sell pillows, dude.
Mhm.
And you know what I mean? And do a lot of drugs. And
be a
yell at
maniac.
cars when they drive by.
Yeah, that's nuts.
$1 billion defamation lawsuits aren't cheap either.
No,
Bro.
absolutely.
That is nuts.
I'm confused. Is this like a federal lawsuit? Because these
Yeah.
pillows were distributed all over the country. So it can't be like a state lawsuit. It has to be a federal one, right?
Yeah.
That means a federal judge has to look at this and be like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
So it's actually I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to speak of something we don't speak of here. But it's a defamation lawsuit against the, like voting machines. Like he said a bunch of stuff about voting machines, and now the company that made the voting machines is like, prove it or give us money,
Wow.
And now he's getting hammered pretty bad for it.
Hey, man. Good. I mean, he did. Honestly, this is almost like it's like the ultimate troll. Go screw yourself.
Agreed.
I kind of love it.
Now, do you think he went and said all this wild stuff after he did a ton of blow? And he just went off the rails. He was reading, he was reading Reddit. Next thing you know, he just ranted on some. He didn't mean it. He probably woke up the next morning and rolled over, and his lawyer already texted him like, "What did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do last night?" And he's like, "Uh oh."
Like, you really did it this time, Lindell.
Yeah. You really stepped in it, pal. You're not as cool as the other side of the pillow anymore.
Oh
man.
Guys, I think I got him. I think I got him.
All right.
You got your boy Bern?
We're gonna we're just getting ready. We're gonna patch you in. We want to talk a little bit about not that. Jesus, Mike. No. Well, okay. Yeah, here he comes. Here he comes.
Okay.
Ladies and
Mike's
gentlemen,
on the rhino.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the founder of My Pillow, Mike Lindell.
It's a pleasure to be back here on the Working Perspectives podcast. And I just want to say that Bed Bath & Beyond will rot in a steaming pile of fleshy hell for what they've done to My Pillow company. You're out of business. You're next Costco. You're next Walmart. Apparently, you're not allowed to say things that aren't true, and you lose $1 billion. That doesn't make any sense.
Wow. I mean, is this the first $1 billion you're gonna lose, or did you already blow $1 billion on illegal substances?
Over the course of my life, I've estimated to blow $4.76 billion on truck stop junk.
Respect.
But that was a long time
Mike.
ago. Now I'm just a truth teller, and when I publish my evidence, about I'm not allowed to say anything about it anymore because I'm already out $1 billion. But we're selling off all of our parts. So if you want some thread or some real American bald eagle feathers to stuff inside of your pillows, we're running a 2-for-1 deal, which I was also sued for a few years ago for like $500 million. But it's a conspiracy, Mike Lindell.
Listen, Mike, I just want to let you know. I don't know if I speak for the rest of the guys on this podcast, but I want to let you know that we have your back and we're on your side. If you need material witnesses, I've seen your commercials. I enjoyed them, and I'm here for you, brother.
Yeah, we vouch for you, pal.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. I'll be promoting the show. The Working Perspectives podcast says that the Holocaust never happened. Check in right here for me next week, and we'll figure it out together.
Mike, Maddie, I think wants to start a little bit of a small stick. We're gonna call that Pillow Talk with Mike Lindell.
Wow.
Let me just have you, do your thing. Let some steam up your chest.
Great call.
I lost him. All I hear is like,
oh wow.
Big rig horns blowing in the background. I have no idea where you went.
Respect, Mike.
Bern, I mean, thank you so much for getting him on. That was great. Absolutely phenomenal.
Talk about friends in high places, Bern, and I don't mean that literally.
one of my oldest and closest, Mike Lindell. We go back deep.
Heck yeah.
Fan of the show, listener
yeah.
of the show. Big fan. That was awesome. Wow. Well, thank you, Mike Lindell, and thank you, Bern, for getting Mike Lindell. Awesome stuff. But let's keep it moving. Strong Stem, what do you got for Stupid Is as Stupid Does?
So I'm going to take this back a little bit and Stupid Is Stupid Does. We're going back 30 years to the day of Tuesday of this week, right? 30-year anniversary of a man named Gary Hoye, who was 38 years old at the time. Was one of the top lawyers that Toronto's ever produced. He was a phenom, right? Won every case. He was the guy. Poor Gary was in his office on the 24th floor, and a bunch of interns come in, and Gary wanted to show them how on the 24th floor of this super skyscraper in Toronto, that the windows were these super windows, right? He's very proud of them. Don't ask me why. Gary was very proud of them. So he's done this multiple times where Gary would show them that these windows are impenetrable. So he would get a running head start at 5'10", 170 pounds, and throw himself into the window. And every time he'd bounce off like a stunad. And all the people were like, holy crap, like, why would you do that? And he's like, no, these windows, I specifically was in litigation to make sure they were part of this thing and a storm, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. He wanted to prove the point on these windows, right? So good old Gary decides that he's going to throw himself into the window. This time, unfortunately, Gary takes a running head start, hits the window. The window holds up, but the framing around the window gives way. So Gary plunges 200 plus feet from the 24th floor to his death in front of a bunch of legal interns who are standing there in absolute disbelief. The police then recorded this as a tragic mishap and not a suicide, not anything else. And that law firm he was part of, which was one of the most highest and most regarded ones in Canada, and that was on a big time upswing, 5 years later from all possibly the trauma and everything that happened, went under. But shout out Gary and his unique way of explaining how cool the windows were.
Damn. I mean, talk about the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
The frame gives out, like the window held up in the frame.
In about 6 seconds. The highest of highs and the lowest of lows in about 9.8 meters per second squared.
Oh,
I just
my God.
Picture yourself as being the intern. You're so excited. You finally got your law degree. You're $5 billion in debt. You're sitting in there. He's done this before. You probably heard the stories before because they said he's done this over 20 times. Like, this was his thing. Like, these windows, I helped litigate them. This is part of the thing you can make bread with, blah, blah, blah. He runs and hits the window, bounces off like the Undertaker on the ropes, right?
Yeah.
This time the turnbuckles were not set right. And then all these poor kids fresh out of college watch this man fly off the 24th floor.
Yeah, go ahead, Bern.
I mean, you got to alternate the window, man. Like, you knock the frame. You know what I mean? You can't do this 20 times.
Maybe
on the
that's
same
right.
Window. Maybe
I
he
like
just had
that.
a corner office. He only had one window, but you got to rotate windows here, man. You're dealing with structural integrity.
I never even took that angle where maybe he slowly worked that window out of the frame. I was blaming the frame for being faulty. Maybe, how many times can you hit the ropes without the turnbuckle giving in?
Right.
Or maybe, check before
or just tell me how cool the window is. Don't run into it like a psychopath. And also, who was on the ground that was just, walking with their Starbucks coffee that day, ready to go into the office, and you just see my man, the most famous uprising lawyer, just splat in front of you from 200 plus feet.
I would love if it was like a disgruntled ex-employee or an ex-lover that I got a friend in the glass union or in the windows union, and he's gonna get him. I'm gonna get mine. You think you can sever my 401k? Think again. Yeah. I would love that.
It's just like a big law firm too. One of the interns, like at least one of the interns was like, "This is a test, guys. There's no way. This is a test." Like,
that didn't happen.
There was somebody, at least one person, who was like, "That's not what I don't think I would believe it." I'd be like, "All right, okay, Hayes and the new guys. Like, that certainly didn't just happen. This man didn't just throw himself through a window on his own volition." Like,
and who was the guy that walked up to the open gaping hole and went, "Nah, he definitely died."
Yeah.
He's dead. That was real.
Yeah. Who's the one that's like, ooh, I don't think he's going to make it, guys. Yeah.
And I don't want to put this in there lightly, but I have to. I wish he would have fell on Justin Trudeau's head and took him out.
Sure.
Forget Trudeau.
Do you think any of his boys backed him up and said, just for the record, the window did not break? It was
He was correct.
Yeah. He's not okay. He's not okay, but he was right.
Yeah.
Lawyers, it's all about language.
Right.
It's all about language and specifics with lawyers. Like technically, he wasn't wrong.
Technically, yeah.
Now does if he, I didn't go so deep because forget Canada, but maybe there's some litigation where his wife was like, listen, he was into the window and it's the frame that they're suing the framing company.
Damn.
I want to sue the mason.
Man. All right. Well, good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. Let's keep it moving then. I want to move on to incredibly incredible. Lasmeeshma, what do you got for incredibly incredible?
Going to Mexico.
Of course.
Yes.
So the mayor of San Pedro, Huame Lula, got married to a caiman, which is an alligator-like reptile, whom he calls Princess Girl. Victor Hugo Sosa said, "I accept the responsibility because we love each other. That is what's important. You can't have a marriage without the love. I yield to marriage with the Princess Girl." So apparently in this area, this is a tradition that's been going on for 230 years. A man and a female caiman get married. The caiman is carried from house to house so the locals can hold it and dance with it and everything. And I'm telling you, you got to look this up and see pictures. The caiman has a wedding dress and like a headdress and everything, and it's the tradition's believed to bring good fortune to like his people and
So excited. I'm so excited.
I'm very excited.
The picture's so great.
I'm picturing like the girl
Look
Gremlins
at
from Gremlins 2 is what I was thinking.
There he is.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Oh my
Bigger
God.
than I thought.
And that's-
Bigger than I thought.
talk about a total bridezilla, huh, guys?
Hey, and that's not and that's also, they do it correct. This is not a juvenile. This is a full grown caiman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
And hold on, can I ask
Look,
a question?
there it is. That's my favorite one. The one with the dress, the veil.
Yeah. I have to ask a question. What do you guys think here, right? Let me ask you a real question. Does this caiman not fight back? Because clearly it's like mouse not tape. Does he not fight back because this is the greatest
the mouth was
It looked like
tied
the mouth was wrapped.
Oh,
shut.
it was?
Tied shut. Yeah.
I was about to say, because does this thing not bite everyone? Because it's the most awesome thing that's ever happened to him. He's getting petted. He's getting loved. He's getting fed. I mean, I only have to hunt. I now have in the crocodilian world, it's dog eat dog. All of a sudden, everybody's friendly. Everybody's feeding me. I don't need to bite nobody.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're known for being calm when you put wedding dresses on.
So, Liam, you're saying that this is a tradition that the mayors of this town have done since been doing it?
It doesn't necessarily have to be a mayor. It just has to be like a well-respected man.
A prominent man.
A well-respected man in the community must marry a female caiman because it's like the unity. It's like the unity between like two groups that like live there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
what a flex! What a flex for a Mexican. I'm like, oh yeah, you think your girl's hot? I got a fucking crocodile in the crib, and we're married.
She's an animal in the sack. I mean, it's an arranged marriage, is what it is. It's an arranged marriage. It's as old as time.
I can put my schlong and my balls in this giant mouth. Now the teeth sometimes are a little bit of an issue, but
nothing we can't work with.
It's real toothy.
It's just real toothy.
Who? How do you think they pick the gentleman of the village? Like it's drawing straws. You know what I mean? Like who's the lucky fella who gets to?
Like, come on, man! I don't want to
with the
sleep next to a caiman every night.
Come on.
Yeah. He's probably like, oh, this is better than my divorce. My ex-wife. Yeah.
That joke writes itself. You know what I mean? The guy has an ex-wife.
Yeah. So
he does now.
Yeah.
Even before.
For sure. Okay. Damn. That was pretty good, Liam. That was pretty good. Strong Sam, what do you got for incredibly incredible?
First and foremost, Viva la Mexico. Leslie Van Houston. I don't know if you guys saw this week. Just recently, a couple days ago, a Charles Manson cult member who is devotion to Manson led her to participate in the brutal murder of a married couple inside their LA home in 1969, has been released from prison after serving 53 years in the California Institution for Women in Corona, California, Tuesday. She was 19 years old when she committed the crimes, has been denied parole over 20 times. She helped stab to death Rosalie and Leno LaBanca, who was a supermarket tycoon.
Yeah.
And this was shortly after the murders of famously Sharon Tate and her unborn baby.
Yeah.
This was Patricia Crenwell and Charles Tex Watson, who also helped in this murder, are still behind bars trying to get their release. So she's in her 70s. But when they, through the deposition during the trial, she said that what happened when they ran in there, she was very upset that she didn't get to go with the Tate murder and other things. She finally gets her shot. She said she physically held down the woman while the other two stabbed her to death, right? And then watched the male take down the male. And the poor son woke up. When he woke up, first thing he sees is a knife in his dead dad's neck and a fork. I don't know why they used a fork. What weirdos. A fork stuck in his stomach. So, of course, the family members at the proceeding, I don't know if you guys know how like a release thing goes from like a murder, but there is procedures where they have cases. The family show up. They showed up and were like, why would you ever let this bitch go? No, absolutely not. And they were like, well, she's been reformed. She earned these degrees. She's very, she said, again, she started taking acid when she was 14 years old, got pregnant when she was 16 years old, didn't have a dad around. Her mom, this is in 1960 something. Her mom brought in a lady from Mexico to perform in their bedroom because it was like a shameful thing, an abortion. So way before abortions were there. I don't even want to know what she did to abort this baby.
Man.
It's like this girl has real trauma. And then, of course, fell into the Manson thing.
Yeah.
Still doesn't excuse what happened. No. So, no, bitch, rot in jail for the rest of your life. I'm with the families. This is insane. 53 years in the can. She just got out.
Yeah. And all this time, I thought Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio had saved this family. Jeez.
Right. That movie made it feel like that.
That's why
Damn,
Tarantino wrote it. He said his inspiration was to save Sharon Tate.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And this girl was upset she didn't go on the Sharon Tate rundown.
She's not the first Manson family member to be released from jail. I think Squeaky Fromme got out, and I think there's another one.
Only one, Bern. One got out.
Yeah, is it one?
The other,
one out.
Yes, one. Yep. And the three that were part of this. Tex is the most famous one because he was the big, strong dude that really. Yeah. Tex Watson was the main guy that, like, when you went in there, you were like, you saw Tex, you were like, here we go. I mean, if your nickname is Tex, you're probably a big, strong feller, right?
We had a Tex on the wrestling team.
Yes, we did. He was a big, strong feller.
He was.
I think 50 years in the can. He died 5 or 6 years ago, but I think he was in jail for 50 years. But he
Manson?
never actually,
2017, they said he died. 2017, he died.
He wasn't eligible for the death penalty because he never killed anyone. He just inspired people to kill.
And now that you said that, Bern, they also were petitioned for the death penalty, and they were going to get it. And then California eradicated it before they could be brought to that. Yep.
See, they got to be more harsh with some of that stuff, man.
Agreed.
They really do. Really,
boil
really
this
do.
Broad alive like a hot dog.
Yeah. Dude, I honestly, and I think it's New Hampshire. I think it's public hanging is still their form of execution. Dude, why? Like, I'll tell you, hanging, if you bring someone to hanging thinking of doing something, they see that, I mean, that's going to be a deterrent. That's for sure.
100%.
Yeesh. All right. Well, damn, that was really good, Steve. Really, really good. All right.
Wild.
Wild. Let's keep it moving then. We're going to go on to sports and sped. Steve, I'm coming back to you. What do you got for sports and sped?
So we go into our honey hole as usual.
Sponsor?
I just can't, we can't get through the podcast without shouting out one story, right? I don't know Scream stories, but we got to throw Flo Rida in there, right?
Yeah.
So ex-Florida quarterback Jalen Kitna. Anybody think that name sounds familiar?
His
father was John Kitna. Yeah. So Jalen Kitna, son of ex-NFL legend John Kitna, had entered the transfer portal less than 1 week after agreeing to a plea deal that resulted in child pornography charges being dismissed against him. He pleaded no contest to 2 counts of disorderly conduct. He had 5 felony child pornography charges dropped. He was arrested on November 30th, 2022 for 2 counts of the distribution and exploitation material of a child and 3 counts of a possession of child porn. Police said Kitna shared 2 images of a young girls being sexually abused online via an instant messenger, probably sent it to friends or whatever as a joke. When they arrested him for that, they searched his phone and they found 3 additional photos depicting young girls in graphic nature. Their ages were not released or assumed by the Associated Press at this time, but clearly young enough that this is not a good thing. And so he ended up pleading guilty to 2 disorderly conducts. That gives him, each of them carry a 6 months of probation. He'll get 1 year of probation total. And of course, he's very apologetic, says it's, he's sad that he did this and his family's all sad. And now he's in the transfer portal. So I would love to see the school that wants to pick the scumbag little rich kid up. You POS.
Dude. Yeah. I mean, see you in Colorado.
You kidding me? You kidding me? Dude, honestly, I mean, Kitna was a decent player. He was in Detroit and was in Pittsburgh. Like, he was He also played for the Bengals.
Yeah, and for the Bengals. I think Bengals was probably his best year.
That was his main stops. Yeah, that was where he played his best.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Dallas, he was all over the place.
Yeah, he was all over.
Journeyman.
Yeah, journeyman. Right? But he was, dude, good enough to be a
starter in the NFL.
Right. Definitely, his dad definitely can play, but I mean, this is beyond reproach in my book.
Child porn?
Yeah.
Dog, you should rot in hell, you piece of shit.
For real. So go ahead, Bern. What do you got?
Also, John Kitna, famously one of the most like devoutly Christian, like preaching, not preachy, but like preaching kind of dudes. Like,
yes,
John Kitna has never done an interview or had a conversation with anyone without thanking God.
Bringing up
God.
What
I mean? Like, he's a really
kind of like
really
a Reggie
devout,
White kind of way.
Exactly, Reggie White.
Yes.
Exactly. Like probably is ministering somewhere right now. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough stuff for the.
That's brutal.
Like, can you imagine too? Like, you have the balls by your hand. This is like being, I don't know, AJ Soprano. Like, your dad can get you to any team you need to be. And the kid was talented. I'm not going to take that away from him. He got a full scholarship to Florida to play quarterback. Like, clearly the kid can play, right?
Yeah.
And his dad had all the contacts in the world, and his dad was also a stand-up guy anywhere he went. So, like, people respected him, and then he pulls this. Like, come on, man.
Plus, dude, if you're going to be the quarterback at Florida, like,
all the tail?
Yeah, like, all the pussy, like,
so much,
right? Like, dude, that's tough, man. That is really tough.
What I hope it's not for his sake, and not that I'm defending anything, but like, I hope it's not a situation where it's like, I'm 18, my girlfriend's 17, she sent me this thing, and I sent it to my friends, and they're like, oh, sorry, bro, she's 17, that's child pornography. You know what I mean? Like, getting back-to-back 6-month probation situations suggests to me that there was like maybe something about this they didn't throw the whole book at him. So maybe it was something like, I mean, there's still no excuse for it, but like that, you're an 18-year-old kid, you're 19, your girlfriend's 17, and she sends you some whatever, and you show, like, that's a rough spot to be in.
My mind went the same spot. I was like, maybe this was something like that, right? I was like, because they said they didn't disclose the ages. He has a slap on the wrist. Then I also went, his dad is so well respected and has so much money.
Yeah.
All you need is a good lawyer. Maybe this kid really did step over the line. And if it was anybody else, he's getting pinned to the cross like Jesus. Instead, he's got the best lawyer the money can buy.
Yeah.
And his dad is a well-respected man. So people same thing with like the Briere thing. When I brought that Danny Briere's son, the Sped who pushed people, he got a slap on the wrist too, because his dad's a stand-up guy. Like, people respect him. They have all the money in the world. They can, you get the right lawyer. Who knows? So I don't know what they didn't go into it. Like I said, the Associated Press would not estimate the ages at this time, it said. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
right. If I'm him and the ages are 17, I'm like, please print that. Please print that. Please print that it was a 7. Like, the girl was 7 months younger than I was when she sent me the pictures. You know, like,
Yeah, agreed. Damn. All right. Good. Good stuff. Thanks for bringing. Hey, it's good to bring awareness to stuff like that, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good thing. Hey, people need to know that shit. But let's keep it moving then. Lasmeeshma, what do you got for sports and sped?
So a Canadian Football League game ended in probably like the weirdest way that a football game would end. You would be watching this, like if we were watching this at home, you'd be like, yo, what just happened? If it's a tie game with a minute left, you're receiving the ball, it's a kickoff to the end zone. What do?
You kneel down.
Touchback.
You kneel down. It's a touchback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? In the CFL, if you do that, the other team gets 1 point. if they kick off and you receive it and it's a touchback, you kneel down, it's 1 point, no matter how much time's left in the game or anything.
What?
So CJ Sims, a guy who played for New Mexico Highlands, so he played in America his whole life. He's receiving the kick. He catches it, downs it. Everybody's flipping out at him and everything. Dude, they lost the game because of this, 12-11, and it's the Edmonton team, and they have not won a game all season, and that's how they lost by 1 point because he caught a touchback. And
Hey,
It's
dude,
just-
that's the coach's fault if anything. Like they gotta, instruct the rules.
Or did this guy play, which 95% of them do? Did this guy play college American football?
Yeah,
And he's so
did.
used to those
100%.
rules, right?
Yeah.
He's so used to those rules. And I mean, for people that don't know, it gets sketchy in Canada. They only have 3 downs, so it gets a little weird. There's no 4th down. They only have 3 downs.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Field
Field's
is
a little
bigger.
bit. Field's bigger. It's wider. It's
bigger.
It's 10 yards wider on each side and 10 yards longer on each one.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's wider and longer, and also they only have 3 down. So if you really want to get crazy, I got to punt on 3rd down. So like the rules are a little, fugazi over there. It's different, and they can also there's difference with the movement on the line. They can't do like the arena league where they run in a circle, but they can shift more than Americans can, and so there are a lot of different rules with it. But still, like, what are you doing?
And when you get the touchback, it's actually called a rogue. You take the point, and instead of getting it at the 20, because you gave up that point, you get it at the 40, and you have like a better chance of moving your offense down the field. But still, in a tie game in the CFL, you would never do that because you're fighting for points at that point anyway. And it's just I thought it was funny when I read it that as a American player got hosed on one point.
Figures.
He didn't know Canadian rules,
Oof, that's tough.
See,
dude.
I don't mean to be mean, but I'm going to take this right back to that giant queer Trudeau. I feel like he's part of this, and he did it, and I'm not happy about it, and I'm not happy about the current leadership in Canada.
Yeah, he's
Trudeau,
like, hey, come
tighten
on,
up.
give the
Trudeau.
kicker a point,
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it's tough though. Like, it's tough to be. He's a new guy on the team too. Is that right?
Mhm. Yeah, easy on. He would have graduated 2024, so he left college early to go play in Canada.
God.
And remember, he also was the kick returner, so he's probably the best athlete on the team. So don't talk too much crap to me because I'm sorry. Can you do what I do? You don't, right? Chill.
No. Yeah. Go ahead, Bern.
I only dabbled a little bit in Canadian football, the old Toronto Argonauts, after the hometown hero, Raheem the Rocket Ishmael of Notre Dame fame, went straight to the CFL after college because they gave him a way, way bigger contract and played like 5-6 years there. Rocket didn't come back to the NFL until like he was 7-8 years in the league.
Yeah.
Or
and
in professional
then he
football.
went to Dallas, right?
He was in
Raiders.
Oakland first, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the
And then
Raiders.
bounced
Just
around a
win,
little bit,
baby.
but
Just win, baby.
I remember being like, because I was, he's from Wilkes-Barre, and my grandmother works at this. Like, he came to our little league when we were in 7-8 years old and signed footballs for us and stuff, and then went to Notre Dame and was a Heisman candidate, and then went to the CFL, and no one saw him for 8 years. So I tried when I was like a 13-year-old to figure out what an Argonaut was and where Toronto was, and all I could see was like, oh wow, that field's way bigger.
Jesus.
And is there 2 better names for a brother duo in the NFL ever than the Rocket and the Jet? Are you kidding me? His brother was the Jet.
No,
and he was the
Rocket.
Rocket.
His brother Quadre was the Missile.
Oh, the missile.
The Missile, and he went to Syracuse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
the
went to
Missile
Syracuse.
and the
The Rocket and the Missile. Yeah. That's
How
not
fast
bad.
do you have to be to have that as your 2 names?
And I think Quadre had more snaps because he played for the Vikings. I think he had more snaps in the NFL than Rocket ever did.
Yeah, he just wasn't a better player though. I mean, your eyes
no,
who was better. Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But he went right to the NFL, and Rocket went to Canada for 6 or 7 years. And then by the time he came back, because he went to Notre Dame for 3, so by the time he came back, he was like, "Hey, what's up? I'm almost 30," and they were like, "Cool." Cool. You want to return kicks at almost 30? Huh? I don't know about that.
You're like, you know how big these guys are that are running at you? All right, go ahead. Take that ball.
Good luck. Yeah, nice. All right. Well, good stuff, boys. We are coming towards the top O time. Before we get out of here, Strong Stem, anything you want to say to the Strong Stem Steve Cabot faithful before we take off?
I would just like to say that getting old is not fun. I've had a rough couple days with wrestling practices and jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
The recovery, I can still put it on you. The next day I don't feel the best, and the next day after that I don't feel as good, and the next day I'm still sore. So that's never happened. And getting old sucks.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You got to get on that testosterone stuff.
I need that TRT so I can do that Joe Rogan.
Yeah, you can get that.
Let's all get some TRT.
Dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
We should do it. We
Hell,
should do it
yeah.
and then track it and film it and be like, all right, guys,
See
let's
how
all
big
try
you
to
get?
bench. Yeah, let's all try to bench 600 pounds in 2 months.
Check our 40s.
Yeah.
Check your vertical. Check your deadlift, and we'll chart it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to snap my kid's neck next time she spills a juice.
You just pick her up and body slam her for no reason. You're like, what the hell?
What are you doing?
Listen,
Damn.
we just heard the story. I don't need to end up like the pillow dude. All right, I'm not gonna do it.
Fan of the show, listener to the show, former guest.
Shout
of the show,
out, Mike.
Lindell.
Shout out, Mike.
Nice. All right. Lasmeeshma. What do you got before we get out of here?
If you're feeling charitable, Shane McMillan, that's the name of the guy that stabbed Larry Nasser. So
Hell,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
If you got a couple extra bucks, throw it on his
Put it on the books.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yep.
Damn. Good deal. Very
Great
good.
call, Liam.
Yeah, nice. Help a guy out. Very good. Dude, I've been listening to the show Ian Bick, Locked In, I think it is, with Ian Bick. And he has a lot of guys like he had like Chad Marks on the show and stuff and all this stuff, but he had a prison CO on, right? That he was like a CO for a long time, and his dad was a CO and all stuff, and he worked at a Supermax and all these things. And they asked him like, "Hey man, what was your policy on the chomos and stuff?" And he was like,
"Get him,
dude." He was like, "If something happened, did not care. They weren't allowed to work it. If they were in my unit, I didn't treat them as a person. They were just like an object. They weren't allowed to work. They didn't get any special privileges." And he's like, "And we let whatever happen to them. We were not.
Hell yeah.
Like, we do not. Yeah, he was not with it for sure."
Amen.
Well, Nasser's been assaulted twice while in federal custody. So hopefully third time's the charm, and somebody gets his spinal cord next time or something, and he's infirm for the rest of his life.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
that would work out.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Very good. Benoit Podcasy. What do you got to say before we get out of here?
Man, shout out to Liam for the use of what did you say? He was
infirm.
Infirm.
Yeah.
Infirm. That's a great usage right there.
Great vocab.
I'm known for my vocabulary.
If you're in northeastern Pennsylvania, in the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pittston area, Sriracha's Italian Deli, go down there, get yourself a little chicken cutlet. They'll put all kinds of Italian meats and seasonings on it. It's a revelation. It's a revelation.
I'm rock hard right now. Rock hard.
I can give you a sub right here, baby. Hey. Nice. Okay. Real quick though, before we get out of here, for everyone that listens to Let's Get Retorted, which thank you very much. We love doing that show, and it's been a big hit and a lot of fun, and people are getting involved and seem to be really enjoying it. One of our reoccurring commenters and someone that we've come to like, I love this chick. She's been so cool. She started out as a hater that is now turned into like one of the show's biggest supporters. And she comments all the time and interacts with us, and like, has shared some of her life story with us. She had told us about her mom being sick and things like that, and we just found out that her mom had passed. So
shit.
Yeah. So to Sherry Cola, one love,
condolences.
we're really sorry for your loss, and we know you're in Australia, but this tough, really tough. And hey, the guys at the Work in Perspective podcast are here for you. If that means anything, I hope it does.
We got your back.
Yep. We just hope you feel better, and we know it's a tough time, and hopefully we can give you something to laugh about. So yeah. So shout out Sherry Cola, fan of the show.
All love, Sherry. All love.
For sure.
Nice. So speaking of all love, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Strong Stem Steve Cabot, Lasmeeshma Liam Reese, and the bad boy Benoit Podcasy Bern Podcasy. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. The also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See you. All right, so for all those listening to the post show, I've been telling you this for the last few weeks. Let's Get Retorted is available on our YouTube channel. This show has been nothing but fun. We've been having a lot of fun interaction. I have a guy that has challenged me to a fight. Hopefully we can get that going.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you? I don't get involved in this. I'm just some sideshow.
Okay. Has challenged Steve and myself to a fight. We have both accepted and would like him. He, after, talking all this stuff, saying he would fight us, says that he lives in Texas and doesn't have any money. But I've talked to him on Instagram and stuff, and he's now been
He's a cool dude. He's cool.
He's also turned around, and he's a supporter of the show.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's supporting the show and supporting us and everything like that. So hopefully we can follow through with this fight. And
I'm still gonna put my balls on his chin, but whatever.
Yep, very good. So, but either way, we're gonna record that Let's Get Retorted episode now. So check it out on our YouTube channel. All right, thanks. See ya.